6.5 for the opening line. I will say this. I truly do feel that what happens with this game is going to be a lot of back and forth betting on each side. Okay. There's going to be people that are going to be confident that the Bengals should bounce back and have a big game because you know what? At the end of the day, the Ravens had a gimme spot against a building team and they didn't look that good. Let's just keep it real. They didn't look great at all. Lamar looked rusty, and he even admitted that he was very rusty, 169 yards. He still led him in rushing and everything like that, but that's something that has to be cleaned up. This is why they paid you all the big bucks because they want you to be their quarterback and not their slash back. And I do feel that they do have themselves a star in the making, and I know I'm kind of being biased about it, but that's because he's on my team, Zay Flowers, and I'm still kicking myself right now because I had Drake London, Mr. Donut himself, and then you got Zay on the bench with 17.7 points. I lose by 11. If you go ahead and put Zay in the game, I win by 6. So it happened. So I'm griping a little bit today, Jeff. You know that. So we have a team that did good enough on defense, but I didn't think that they played that Ravens defense that we're all used to. It's just that they were going against a rookie quarterback in his first game, and it was a deer in the headlights with CJ. Let's keep it real. You know, he showed some good traits, but it was a learning experience. It's a work in progress. Let's keep it real. And I truly do feel how we go into this game. I know that you're going to probably be like, Pop, don't even start this. But I'm going to keep it real. We both know that Burrow is going to take about another week or two to really be Joe Cool because he didn't get any time in. He was been rehabbing the whole preseason. And it was obvious of that when he stepped on the field Sunday. Yes, the weather did play a part in it, but we all know Cleveland has been the house of horrors for Joe Burrow. And it was just a game that kind of called for everything that happened. Joe Burrow came out very flat at the quarterback position because it's going to take some time. And the weather being as bad as it wasn't good for him either. And he couldn't get much going with Joe Mixon and the crew. And, you know, Jamar Chase was held right where he needed to be held at, but he couldn't get anything from T. Higgins as well either. So it should be a different game because the weather is going to clear up for this one. It's a home opener, but let's all go ahead and remember in the Joe Burrow era, they've started every single season 0-2, except for I think Joe's rookie season. But since Joe has stepped on the scene as one of the more dominant quarterbacks in the league, they've lost their first 2 games of the season. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going off the math, but I feel like they're a team that's going to need a little bit more time. They're not a team that you can still see them as a good team moving forward, a playoff team moving forward, but sometimes people are just slow cookers, and I feel like they're another group of slow cookers. So I'm going to take the Ravens in the spot, plus 150, but I will say this before I hand it off to you, Jeff. The Bengals have a legit good defense. Pratt, Hendrickson, those guys are really, really good players, and they need to get more pub as well, too. Hubbard, those guys were absolutely nasty against the Browns, but we'll see. We'll see. Your thoughts on this one, Jeff?
My initial numbers here kind of eye-opening. Cincy -1 with a 52. There was a corrected number down to 46.5. So Vegas initially, our spreadsheet has them scoring some points. I saw Joe going through the motions. Anytime you brought it up on Twitter on Sunday, anytime someone got close to him, he was just throwing it away. T. Higgins with the big goose egg. Chase with 4 or 5 catches. I'm mixing a couple of splashes here and there, but it was a game that with the weather conditions, both quarterbacks didn't look good. Again, wasn't expecting a lot out of the Bengals. Both, I think, were on the Browns there. Now you move into the home opener. I saw a stat on Twitter that Lamar Jackson era catching 3.5 or more is undefeated against the spread. I went the other way. I bought the hook, took the Bengals down to 2.5. Wasn't going to play the money line. Wouldn't be shocked, honestly, if Baltimore won the game. here. Going off my initial number of a 50, what did I say, 52, you're basically looking at a, first one to 27 wins this game. I'm hoping it's Joe. They'll get Chase and Higgins off early. Again, what will Lamar do? Hats off to Zay Flowers. Absolutely love the guy. BC alum. No J.K. Dobbins. So now we go back to the Gus bus. We go back to Justice Hill. They brought up Melvin Gordon off the scrap heap. But again, will Mark Andrews play? Didn't play in the opening week. So Isaiah Lively was the play there. So expect a very competitive, both defenses, hard hitting, leaning Bengals by a field goal here, but would not be shocked at all to see the Ravens plus the 3.5, or even an outright win here, Pups.
All right. So I'm gonna let